Back to more Endwalker. I'm going to try and finish it up today. So yesterday was tough. Not easy. She's gone. Really sucks. I was going to keep streaming yesterday, but after I took that break, I was like, yeah, I can't. I'll pick up after it next day. So, I mean, it's the morning right now, but it really sucks. That's a major shot in the heart. But I love how she went out, though. It was really well done. But we gotta move on forward. Need to silence the Song of Oblivion now. For her, for Heidelin, but not. Glad to see you well, though we could roughly place your souls deep as you went. We could neither see nor hear you. Fluctuations in your ether near the end gave me quite a fright. What in the world happened? And that music kicking in right now doesn't help either. You mean to say Heidelin is... No, there's no time to feel our feelings. We must carry out Heidelin's will without delay. We'll find Mediana as the last thing we do. If you wouldn't mind handing over the crystal, that is. The fancy navigatory one. To the edge of the universe, where congregates the despair of countless stars, you are determined to see this through. We are. Should words fail us, we will fight to the bitter end. I know that it pains you to accept this, or that I need ask nothing more of you. Yeah, we have only two means to travel the great expanse, the moon and Charlian's Ark. I am all too aware that without both of them, there will be no exodus, but I nevertheless beg you to honor the agreement we made. The forum's decision will be honored. You have earned the right to use the ship as you see fit, and I could not rescind it even if I wanted to. As it happens, I do not, and would do within all my power to aid your cause. That settled, might I suggest you rest a while. Proving oneself to Heidelin is never easy, and despite our unparalleled genius, we'll need a day to make the necessary calculations. You may as well take advantage of it. You can chart a course through the sea of stars in a single day. You gods. Shall we head above ground for some fresh air then? Perhaps a nap? I mean, like, again, I'm happy on the way she went out, though, really. It was a nice scene. It was a good way for her to go out. And it made sense. I mean, it did catch me off guard. I thought, okay, she'd be weakened. And then we'd go about it and she just wouldn't be able to help us there. It'd be just a matter of her over time regaining her strength or something. But not like that. And she's gone too. It's not like, oh, she's gonna go to the Ethereal Sea. She made it clear that she's gone. But it was all well done. It's just tough. She's been with us this entire journey. She saved us and our friends constantly. She's not going to be around anymore. They weren't kidding when they said it was going to be the end of the Heidel and Zodiark arc. Oops. Wrong way. At least we had an epic moment with her, though. Couple, anyways. Aha, I've been expecting you. Heard about your foray into the Ethereal Sea. Students have ventured far and wide, but never quite so deep as that. Oops. You experiencing any after effects from your prolonged exposure? Nausea, dizziness, hauntings? Well, have a pleasant sleep, and if you do experience any unusual phenomena, please let me know. I shall add it to our records.
There you are. Some time, indeed, yes. For you, at least. Believe me, I'd meant to get some proper sleep. But here we are, drifting along instead. Well, well, you too. And so we remain, to watch and wonder. Yes, indeed. To begin, we first must see the end.
Also, that was the timelines merging too, so there's no separate ones. They all came together at that one. And that's not to discredit what happened before all that. It's just that's huge. What happened? A great many of the helping hands that delivered the adamantite are still here in Charlotte, and I for one couldn't be happier. Convenient ether burner to be refurbished. Supplies to be transported and meals to be prepared. We need all the assistance we can get. Lord Manalain has been doing his part, albeit at a snail's pace. Still, it's the thought that counts, but a bit more effort wouldn't go amiss. I trust you've had a good rest. Envoy of Master Fortunals arrived not too long ago with a message. The Loppers have determined Medion's location. We've been asked to gather at the rostra. I'll meet you there along with the others. Alright. Farewell to Eidolon. Rostra. If you would know the reason for this assembly, you had better ask Master Lavalier. It took you so long. We have much to discuss and scant time to do it. Before coming, I thought to inquire our comrades abroad. It seems that the effects of the final days have been observed further and further north of Garlemald. For a blessing, those regions are largely uninhabited, but in any event, we mustn't misinterpret this as a geographical spread. There's no telling where in the world the phenomenon will strike next, unfortunately. Gods, I can hardly believe the Loppers managed to find Medion out there, hidden among the stars. Sure, distances involved are mind-boggling. It took you so long, we must discuss, scant time to do it. While the form is not here in its entirety to brood and glare at us, Master Barnier's presence alone is enough to put me on edge. Also, Heidelin's words to everyone were nice and well done, too. Not feeling any ill effects from the Aetioscope, are you? After playing test subject for those new etherites, even the mention of ether sickness makes me feel a little queasy. Heidelin, the heart of the star, is gone, and yet, on the morrow, the sun will rise and life will go on. Yeah. When I look upon Charlian as idyllic surrounds, there are moments when her absence feels unreal, as do the final days. Would that it were so. Well said. I fear our recent travails within Labyrinthos and the ethereal sea have taken their toll on my mind. For last night I received a visitor to my dreams, Winbrida. Vision not of the woman she was, nay, but the woman she would have become. Since the final days first manifested, we've been tested as never before, even more so in your case. Nevertheless, our work is far from over. We cannot afford to falter now, not when the end is in sight. How did you sleep? Well, I should hope. It's likely the last opportunity. We will have to take a proper rest for quite some time. I probably could have done with a few more winks myself. Thought of what's to come was keeping me awake, you see, so I thought I'd do a bit of research, hoping I might eventually feel weary enough to doze off. Before I realized it was already morning. No need to scold me, I already regret it. I'll probably only feel that regret more keenly as the day wears on. So with her gone... I'm guessing we still have the Echo. And the Blessing of Light, because she did say it was an enchantment. But not recognize it, so I don't think it's tied to her entirely, not the full effect of it anymore. Well, not everything it can do now, but I think it can still prevent tempering and stuff. Or you'll be given a ward to, I don't know, I don't think it's full, I don't think it's fully gone. I think it's still going to be there. Everyone appears to be present and accounted for. Good. As you know, the Loporrits have deduced the whereabouts of Medion by means of a crystal bequeathed to us by Heidelin herself. Your quarry's location is a place far beyond the moon, in the farthest reaches of the Sea of Stars, the edge of creation. A veritable Ultima Thule. Indeed, how then are we to reach it? An excellent question. Luckily for you, I have an equally excellent answer. In theory, with its advanced propulsion systems, the moon is capable of delivering you to Ultima Thule. But the myriad other facilities housed within would greatly impede travel through the Sea of Stars. Even the Mother Crystal may not possess ether enough to bear so massive a vessel to our destination and back. However, if we integrate our Hyper Hopper into your ether burner, we should be able to fire things up and jump our way to the end of the universe in no time. Father, does this mean... Bear in mind this decision was not made solely at my discretion, but with the consent of the Forum. Hearing the Loporrit's proposal, the Forum was faced with a grave decision. To commit the Ark to this endeavor would mean abandoning both our plans to evacuate to the moon and to resettle on another star. Needless to say, the proposition invited fierce debate. In the end, however, the Forum was swayed by the simple fact that Heidelin believed you possessed of the strength needed to overcome this crisis. The Great Exodus was, after all, a plan of Heidelin's own making. Therefore, if in the 11th hour she would prefer another means by which we may seek salvation, we would be fools to dismiss it out of hand. Indeed, she sacrificed everything, her very existence, to avert the destruction of the star. That is why we have chosen to place our faith in Heidelin, in you. The Ark will be made ready for your voyage to Ultima Thule. What of all the people that have labored so tirelessly to prepare for the evacuation? They must be furious. I would not be so sure. They have not forgotten your deeds on the Magna Glacius. Nor did your instrumental role in orchestrating the delivery of adamantite go unnoticed. No, the people do not protest. Quite the contrary, they have expressed unwavering support for you and your mission. Are the Loporrits too willing to abandon the Exodus? Were you not listening when we said we were born of Heidelin's love for Aetheris and his people? If it means your survival, we would do anything to help. And you'll most certainly have need of our expertise where you're going. There's no guarantee Ultima Thule is a place that supports life. Excuse me, an otherwise vexing problem our know-how can remedy. Besides, Heidelin chose us to lead the way to Medion. Why else would she give you a crystal only we can decipher? But more importantly, we were perfectly content to evacuate Aetheris until you brought us here. Arianje. Now we're enamored with the place, so what choice do we have but to save it? Of course, none of this is possible without you and the Scions, so I must ask, are you certain you wish to do this? For everything. You couldn't stop us if you tried. We'll avert the final days, whatever it takes. You couldn't stop us if you tried. Very well, we shall inform the Forum of your decision and begin preparations to bolster the Ark with the Hyper Hopper. The Loppers will coordinate with the Ulsamarn contingent to have the necessary components transported via the Tower of Babel. Of course, it will take time until the work is complete. For now, pray take your ease. It would seem there is naught to do but rest and prepare, shall we? No need to worry about lending a hand with the Hyper Hopper. We already have more than enough help, so go and relax while you still can. As you can imagine, not all 4 members were willing to endorse this plan. Through no fault of yours, of course. Given what is at stake, it is only natural that opinions are divided. That said, the final decision was reached with an overwhelming majority, much to my surprise. There is much to be done before the Ark can be made ready for your voyage. Would that I could be afforded time to speak with Alphino and Alize, alas. I can but pray they find a moment of quiet calm for the journey to come. They bid us rest, but I'd much rather find something productive to do. I suppose now is as good a time as any to hone my lance. Not that I've ever found it to be dull, still at ease in my mind on the eve of battle. Forum hath placed the fate of mankind in our hands. We must not betray their faith. Perhaps now I can finish that book I was reading. What? Oh, pay me no mind. I'm sure you have better things to do with the time afforded us. Rare opportunity to rest. I say we make the most of it. I should very much like to speak with the Loppers once their work is complete. Tisplay and Heidelin has entrusted them with a great deal of knowledge, and I suspect there's more they could teach us. In all honesty, I didn't think the Forum would approve this measure, and certainly not by such a large margin. I dare say, though, that Master Fortunal's passionate recounting of your audience to Heidelin helped sway the vote. He has a way with words, after all. Where did you think Alphino got it from? I wasn't expecting to have time on our hands. What should we do? Ere we depart, we must leave nothing undone. Quite, though it is difficult to conceive of how one can best prepare to brave a domain where Dynamis governs all. Nevertheless, Heidelin deemed us worthy of the trials that await. For lack of any other feasible options at this late stage, let us trust in her judgment and face Medion as we are. which leaves the not so small task of coordinating our efforts here to you and to Taro. If all goes to plan, we'll be back before you know it. Certainly hope so. We will be praying for your safe return. Mayhap it will affect the Dynamis for the better. That settled, we should get some rest and make the most of the time we've been afforded. Meeting over, is it? The meeting is over, is it? You've been there for so long, I started to worry. What did they have to say? The edge of creation, I see. Rest assured everything will remain in order until you return, and you will return. Actually, Arrow, could I borrow you for a moment? Looks like your plans for the interim are decided. When the two of you have finished, meet us back at the Baldessian Annex, alright? Come with me to the Agora. I have something to show you. Welcome, Hero, to Taru's boutique. I've always done my best to provide the Scions with fashionable attire, but in your case specifically, I made an extra effort to strive for the most functional yet stylish clothing one could ask for. Not that I'm playing favorites, but you are the Warrior of Light. Oh, is this the class set? Faced with this unprecedented crisis, I knew you'd need an ensemble unlike anything I've created before, and that I wouldn't be able to do it alone. So, after enlisting the aid of the world's finest artisans, I finally completed my career-defining masterpiece. But then inspiration struck, and I saw a golden opportunity just begging to be seized. To help with some Thabnerian refugees, I decided to set up shop here in Charlian. Of course, I would never charge you for any of our works. Perish the thought. Barsarud? How are things coming along? Barsarud? Everything is in order, Mistress Taro. We'll be ready to open shortly. Which is why I brought you here, to be our very first patron. Would you mind waiting here a moment longer? No problem. If you could wait here just a short while longer, we'll have everything up and running in no time. Someone moved the crate. I could have sworn it was here. Yeah. The hauling event cannot be skipped. You may just cancel any pending duty finder registrations. Yep. Wait. I did not expect to find you here. Hey. I imagined that Hana would also wish to offer her regards. Alas, after delivering our dragon scales to the engineers, she remained to assist with their work on the ether burner. This simulacrum, too, will stay in Charlian, while I oversee matters in Radzat Han. It is a rather convenient means to keep abreast of developments pertaining to the final days or anything else. It also allows me, after a fashion, to watch over my people in this distant land. Rashawn, I was hoping you'd stop by. I can't thank you enough for allowing your artisans to work with me here at the boutique. Please, it is I who should be thanking you. This establishment has restored a sense of normalcy to their lives. You have blessed them with newfound purpose and a means by which to support themselves in these troubled times. What's more, when they at last return home to Radzat Han, the experience and knowledge they've gained in your employ will no doubt prove a boon to the artistry and commerce of our land. In fact, I came here to see how your new employees are settling in, and to express my gratitude for granting them this opportunity. It's an opportunity for me as well, believe me. Believe you me. Your artisans have taught me so much about Thabnarian craftsmanship. Their resourcefulness and ingenuity are nothing short of inspiring. Can't wait to see what kind of wonders we come up with. I pray you every success in your endeavors, Mistress Tataru. Before coming here, I heard word of the Forum's decision, of what will soon be attempted. It was only then that I finally understood why my father called the star the last bastion of hope. Indeed, it was the last bastion, for the flame of every other star he encountered had likely been extinguished. In the boundless dark, the light of brimming life must have been blinding in its splendor. Your journey unto the heavens to protect that light. May the scales of my kin serve you well. You journey unto the heavens to protect that light. May the scales of my kin serve you well. I have faith you will prevail and restore peace and tranquility to this star. Would that Ahewan were alive to see it. She'd like to visit. Would that Ahewan were alive to see it. I will not see a sacrifice squandered, nor shall I rest till Radzat Han is returned to its former glory. Forgive me, but I must take my leave. Fare you well, and remember, the people of this star have not yet given up hope, and neither must you. Ugh, where must I go to get a meal with some flavor in this wasteland of taste? Monoline, hey. Arrow, old boy. My, whatever are you doing here? New boutique, you say? I've been meaning to expand my wardrobe. Yes, something with a little more flair, perhaps befitting a man of my station. I had nowhere to flaunt, said Raymond, so long as... Raymond's? Maybe it's Raymond's. So long as my confinement continues indefinitely. I, the young lord, foretempts that so long as there is work to be done, no matter how trivial, I must abide here in Charlian. Thus do I toll, though every fiber of my being rails against it. Why, I've even suffered the company of that brute sicker to see supplies transported in a timely fashion. Yet he was the one granted leave this morning to participate in some supposed covert operation. So I suffer instead for his otherwise welcome absence. now burdened with extra busy work. And without Honoroi here, there is no one to prepare my meals. Came here in the hopes of finding a nice cafe, perhaps. Alas, the Charlian delicacies I've sampled are lacking in every respect. Excuse me. You tried Archon loaf? You can find it in all the shops. Party meals what you're after, I'd suggest the last stand. Archon loaf sounds sophisticated, like me. Thank you for the suggestion. With a full belly, I dare say I can endure this purgatory for only a while longer. Ta-ta, old boy. I was thinking hearty meal, because there's not much to Archon loaf, but who knows, you might like it. It's gonna be that person to the left who's wearing. Well, is that Arrow and Tataru I spy? Hey. Hancock, what are you still doing here? You said you were returning immediately after dropping off your cargo. Yes, that was my original plan After all, any expertise required aside from the delivery of goods is well beyond my purview. But what manner of entrepreneur would squander an opportunity to study the markets of the northern seas? Worry not, I will return straightway to Gungani once I have finished. Of course, you would find a way to turn this crisis to your advantage. She wounds me, the industrious woman running a new boutique. I'm not blind to the travails of those who fight on the front lines to deliver us from ruin. Indeed, I have every confidence they will succeed. I would make myself and my business ready for their return. If you believe in them so devoutly, then why not put your money where your mouth is? Fair enough, Tataru, fair enough. There's not more I can do to help ready the Ark and her heroes for their maiden voyage, but on your return I shall host a grand celebration in your honor at the Bakairo Inn. Accommodations are quite costly given the reputation of said establishment, but the East Aldenard Trading Company would be honored to foot the bill. Appreciate the gesture, but no thank you. It will be in my honor. But it's not about me. A pity. I'm rather fond of this place myself. Nevertheless, I've no doubt we will find another time and cause for celebration soon enough. But let us speak more of this upon your return. I'll say draw even more of Tataru's ire. Till next we meet. Good day. Ah, Arrow, decided to spend your time in the markets, did you? Hey! Biggs and Wedge, how you doing? Tataru. Biggs, Wedge, I take it work on the Ark proceeds apace? Aye, it does indeed. Collaborating with the greatest minds of Charlian and Radz-at-Han has been a rewarding experience. Not to say nothing of what we've learned from the Loperates. The Ark is unlike anything we've ever had the pleasure to work on. Even Nero was rendered speechless on more than one occasion. Can't wait for you to see it. You'll never guess who paid us a visit before we came to Charlian. Alpha. I think he sensed coming danger and returned to check on us. Yeah, I saw him earlier on. He was always one to turn up in a time of need. I suppose that's why he decided to join us here in Charlian. Good thing, too. I don't know how he does it, but he has a knack for brightening your day just by being there. It's still hard to believe we have the means to send you off into the great expanse, though. The farthest known reaches of, well, everything. Never thought I'd live to see such marvels, yet here I am. More often than not, you and the Scions are the catalyst that sparks the need for these great innovations. To think how much I'd have missed out on had I not been a member of the Ironworks. Awful lot of work, to be fair, and the privilege of being worked like a cart chocobo. Mumble, mumble. Ah, there's that too. As busy as we've been, I wish there was more we could do for you, Arrow. But no matter what happens, we have to keep believing for a brighter future. That we do, my friend. That we do. When you head back, would you tell the engineers I'll be along shortly with refreshments? It's very kind of you, Tataru. They'll be glad to hear it. And on that note, Wedge and I should get going. Still a few more supplies to gather before we return. Terribly sorry for the wait. Right this way, if you please. There's no trouble at all. Right. I don't believe the two of you have been formally introduced. This is Varsarad from Palaka's Stand. Yeah, we have met before. Ah, yes. It was you who helped us at Perusa, and again when crossing the ice fields, was it not? I doubt we exchanged a little more than glances then, but it's kind of you to remember me. Thanks to Mr. Tataru, I and many of my friends have found gainful employment in this foreign land. It's only natural to feel fear in the face of calamity. At such times we must look to one another for strength and succor. I know not whether we will come to call this place home or return to Thavnair, but we are here today and are glad to have contributed to the cause. Continued they did by helping to make your new garments as durable as possible. We put our hearts and souls into them, and I have every confidence they'll keep you safe in the battle to come. God, think how far we've come since our humble beginnings at the Waking Sands. The rising stones, the falling snows, and even a certain insufferable someone's Ruby Bazaar. We were always fortunate to find friends along the way. Even when you were swept away to the first, Graatia was there to grant you sanctuary. I'll never forget the relief I felt when you all returned to us. I thought my heart would burst. Yeah, we've come a long way. Yours has been a long, long journey, and I've been privileged to watch often with bated breath as you persevered time and again. For all the joy we've shared, there's been much sorrow as well, but I've long since learned you can't have one without the other. Which is why I promised to send you off to the Sea of Stars with a smile. And you can be certain I'll be the first one to welcome you back on your return. I always like stuff like that. They're good moments throughout the game. Just relax a little bit, reminds you of things. Don't forget to pick up your clothes from Varsarud before you leave. They were expertly tailored just for you. Varsarud? Varsarud? Sorry if I mispronounce it, like I've been doing the entire expansion. In addition to your new ensemble, we have raiments and weaponry for every need. So please, feel free to browse our stock. You may now obtain job-specific gear from Varsarud. The weapons gear obtained can be equipped at level 89, however, all item stats will be subject to item level sync. Nice. Upon reaching level 90 of the corresponding job, these items will no longer be synced. Furthermore, the gear can be dyed upon completion of the role quest associated with said job. Ooh, nice. Healer, please. Wow, that looks sick. Check out the others here. Oops. Try on. That looks cool. Neat. Alright, we'll get and then circlet. Theophany. Looks like I got all of it. Alright, we'll try it here. Oh, wait a minute. I need to... Hang on. Go back. Prepare everything first. Alright. See what it looks like here. Choker of Healing. Alright, let's see what it looks like. Keep that hidden for now. That looks nice, though. Yeah, that looks acceptable. Alright, thank you. Okay. Realize you've still got lots to do before you depart, so I won't keep you any longer. I do hope you can find a moment for yourself and the others can as well. They said they were returning to the Baldessian Annex, though I doubt they stayed for too long. Though I doubt they stayed for long. Decided to go looking for them, I'd suggest speaking with Kryl first. I'm sure they would have told her their plans. Thanks. That looks good right there. That red. That black and red looks cool though. Sure, stop by the boutique if you find yourself in need of more equipment. Will do. Thanks as well, Varsarud. Varsarud. I'm sorry. Butchering your name. Alright. Thanks. See you later. Take care, Tataru. Whoops. Take care, Tataru. Take care. We'll go from here. Take care, Tataru. It would be rude to interrupt it not being able to see her. I say that. You're back. I take it you received your gift from Tataru? Yep. It was a surprise long in the making, with many, many long hours of fretting to get everything just right. Glad to see it realized and great success. If you're looking for the others, though, they've already taken their leave. Istola, Thancred, and Ryanje have gone to the last stand for a bite to eat. Alice and Gratia, meanwhile, thought their time would be better spent poring over books at Numenon. As for Alphino and Estinian, well, they have elected to pay a visit to the Lavalier estate, though Estinian seemed somewhat reluctant to go. I'm sure they would all be glad for your company if you have a mind to seek them out. Should you be feeling peckish, I'd suggest heading to the last stand before Istola and the others finish eating. But above all else, it would be foolish to run headlong into battle at a fatigued mess, so do remember to get a good night's sleep. A few matters to attend to myself for you and the others depart for Ultima Thule, but rest assured, Tataru and I will keep everything in order while you're away. While you're all away. Thanks. Try as she might, Tataru had no chance of standing between you and a hearty meal. Don't worry, we saved some for you. We saved some for you. Hadst thou perchance had opportunity to partake of the rainbow pudding? Owing to its striking flavor and somewhat garish appearance, 'tis quite popular, indeed so popular that last stand stock hath been entirely exhausted. I should hope at the very least Puddingway did sup upon this most delectable of desserts. Arrow, come to make our trio quartet, have you? Please have a seat and we'll see about getting you a drink.
Your business with Tataru was finished. My, what a thoughtful surprise. Whatever would we do without her?
Indeed. And she's right, you know. It hasn't been all doom and gloom.
Feels like a lifetime ago that Master Louis Soir gathered us together to form the Circle of Knowing. Since then, we have experienced much. But rather than feeling wiser, the more I learn, the more I find my knowledge lacking.
Forsooth. As a student, vainly did I believe that I held the secrets of creation in my grasp. Yet that which I had seized was but an insignificant sliver of what awaited in the wider world. Every encounter, every experience hath served to open mine eyes, enlightening and humbling me in equal measure. Even from those whom I called enemies have I learned many a valuable lesson.
What will we learn at the edge of the universe, I wonder?
Ultima Thule, where the bringer of the end makes her nest. I, for one, can't possibly imagine. But whatever awaits us there, we will survive. We must. For her.
You've nothing left to prove. Not Tareen, not Norman Philia. We'll get through this together and just make sure you bring enough ammunition. We'll get through this together. I mean, the first line is right too. Like, very right. But also this one.
Gods, it feels like only yesterday that we went on that mission to Drybone. We've both changed much since then, have we not?
Indeed.
We've come far together, and if we have aught to say about it, we'll go further still. Aye, we will avert this calamity and return home. In preparation for which, we must give thought to what we hope to achieve after the proverbial dust has settled.
What with the primals and Ascians all but dealt with, I suppose we'll need to look for new hobbies. In all seriousness, though, in uniting to overcome a common foe, the disparate peoples of the world have found a way forward together. It's a truly gratifying sight to see.
Indeed. Though it was many years in the making, we have successfully set in motion the gears of fundamental change. With this, we have fulfilled our humble role as a symbol of hope. And I dare say it is time to bow out. After all, there is no shortage of hands to bear the torch in our stead.
You know, I never really considered I might live long enough to see an after. But even if my time as a scion came to an end, I don't expect that much would change. Traveling the world, going wherever the wind blows, lending a hand to those in need.
A journey for journey's sake. It doth suit thee well. I must confess, I too have yearned to see more of the world. If thou art amenable to the suggestion, I would accompany thee. Mine ability to effect an air of normalcy through artful disguise is much improved, thou must concede.
Aye, well, improvement is relative. You still look suspicious no matter what you wear. What of you, Ishtola? Any grand plans?
Why, continue my quest for knowledge, naturally. To begin with, I wish to know the state of the reflections, to which end I must find a means to travel between worlds. 'Tis the least I must do if I am to keep my promise. Should my pursuits prove unduly arduous, I won't hesitate to call on you. And in return, I will take you to see Reen one day. I'm sure you cannot wait to see the fine young woman she has become.
Spare me.
And what of thee? What wouldst thou pursue at duty's end?
Here's yours. My apologies for the wait.
Well, shall we make a toast? To victory.
To our comrades.
To the future of the star.
This is those kind of things where this game excels at. They're so well done. They really are. You can always count on your friends to help you maintain perspective. Pity mine take a perverse pleasure in it. I like to think I'd give as good as I get, though I'd fare better with the occasional assist from our consummate nodder. But it's all in good fun, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Sarah, whence came this simulacrum that standeth beside thee? I see falsely what you stole on Thancred, but moments ago employed the self-same doubling magic. Alright then, Hick, keep thy secrets. Being so soon, I suppose it's for the best. If you'd rather not explode the bottom of a bottle with a Riange, dare say the others would welcome your company as well, if you can find them, that is. In any case, as long as you make the most of your time, then that is all that matters. We will remain here a while longer, at the very least till Riange finds his legs again. Yeah, it's just those quiet moments together with everyone. Just having a pleasant conversation. It's just, as I said, it's just done really well. I don't think any other game can really touch that right now in terms of how well this game does it. Like, the team know what they're doing. Because those like moments feel like that's like the kind of conversation actual people would have that are thrust into this situation. Snore. Try speaking with Alice, but she is fast asleep. I don't want to disturb him then.
Oh. Knowing them, they're probably dreaming about the celestial adventures to come. Just as well. They've been running themselves ragged of late. Unlike you and the others, I'm a few steps removed from the danger and excitement. The things you all get up to never fail to impress me. But by the same token, I can't help but worry. Not only for your safety, but for your happiness. After everything you've sacrificed, you earned it 1,000 times over. From the simple pleasures of tucking into a hearty meal or collapsing into a comfortable bed, to the grand triumphs of visiting legendary lands or finding true love. You deserve all the joy in the world. There is so much that life has to offer. So much to be treasured and shared with those we hold dear. So promise me this. Come what may, you won't give up on your own happiness. When you're out there fighting tooth and nail, it's all too easy to forget. But in the end, your passions will be your greatest strength of all. Remember that.
This feels familiar. Well, 'tis good to be... wait. What am I... Gods, don't tell me I fell asleep.
Not that there's any shame in it, but you were sleeping like babies.
Oh, how embarrassing.
Not a word to anyone. Understood? Not one word.
I'm told that sleeping in proper beds of your own choosing is a much more effective way to prepare for battle.
So, what were the two of you doing here?
I had a few books to return to the library. Thought I'd take care of it while I could.
And you?
Nothing else, these two seem to be in good spirits still. I'll see them back to the annex for some proper rest, even if I had to drag them by the ears. Gods, I didn't realize I was so tired one moment I was resting my eyes, and the next. I should go and get some air, maybe a quick bout of training, but not sleep. I'll sleep when I'm dead. That's enough reading for one day, as we don't know how long we'll be away, and best return these books before we depart. Indeed, I'm absolutely famished. What about you? I see, perhaps I'll stop at the last stand on my way back. Alright. Take care of you three. To the estate. Oops, keep wanting to do it the other way. Wow, he's out of battle gear. What? Surely this isn't the first time you see me without my armor?
Oh. What brings you here? Ah, so you were worried that the Levier household might again be gripped by turmoil. All is well, I assure you. In my letters home, I had made mention of Estinian, you see. My mother wished to meet the legend in person, and so we arranged to have a spot of tea together.
Where were you in my hour of need? Fell beasts I can face. I'm not made for idle chit-chat with lords and ladies.
Well, I for one thought you held your own. Mother was the picture of delight.
I might have been delighted myself, were we in a tavern with more agreeable drink. The thought of fleeing crossed my mind, but what then? I'd never hear the end of it, least of all from Tataru.
I'm sorry. 'Twas not my intent to cause you such distress. It's just... it was one of the things I didn't want to leave undone ere we set forth. That's not to say I think we won't be returning. Yet, given what lies ahead, I did not wish to leave for later that which I could do today. After all, tomorrow is never promised.
It's fine. Not like I had better things to do. Besides, seeing you with your mother brought back fond memories of my own. Be we rich or poor, family is family. Well, it's past time we were on our way.
Wait! Since I left home, I've made a great many mistakes. Mistakes for which I can never make amends. But through it all, you didn't give up on me. To have returned here with you at my side, it means more to me than you know. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart. Forgive me, but it needed to be said.
I'm the one who owes you thanks. Were it not for you, I would not be alive today, nor come to terms with Nidhogg's spirit. I am ever grateful.
Well, we needn't make it a competition. You know, this must be what Heidling meant when she spoke about depending on one another. However treacherous the road before us, together we will prevail.
Oh, I don't mean to yawn during those moments, but I just haven't slept well for a while. I always want to play more, but then I get tired, so I stop, and then I rest, but then I can't sleep, so... I mean, I'm invested. All that stuff is fantastic. Just means that they're all a team. Family, friends. A few of our comrades decided to remain a while in Charlian after making their deliveries. Do you happen to pass any on your way here? Yep. All that remains is return to the annex and give my armor one last polish. I expect Alphino's maintenance to carry out on those floating things of his too. Alright. I don't think I've been to that one. Check it out. It's a nice view. What is that? Actually, looked like there's something glowing up there. Yeah, right there. I think it's just an effect from this, but kind of see it going like this. Cool. Where do I need to go next? Welcome back, Arrow. Return to catch a final few winks before embarking on your mission, I presume. But have to know your chambers have been cleaned and fresh linens laid out. Pray you enjoy the sweetest dreams on this final night before the big day. Let's go. That night in the Royal Menagerie in Alamigo.
never get what you want. Not even the battle you pine for so dearly. In that transcendent moment, what was it that I sought in you? And what was it that you sought in me?
How often have we thus assembled? To combine our knowledge and seek solutions to the problems before us.
Back at the Waking Sands, it was all we could do to address the most minor of troubles. Who could have realized what we'd find when we began to look to the sources of the realm's woes?
At the Rising Stones, we made great strides and shared many moments, from the joyous to the sorrowful.
We've had occasion to call other places home too. Be it Ishgard or Kugane, we were fortunate to find sanctuary wherein we might take stock and continue our fight.
I was honored to host this company in the Crystarium, to stand with you all as we confronted the truth of the star itself.
And now from this place, we go to fight the most important battle of all.
The Forum has sent word. The Ark is ready. The Loporrits naturally will be commanding the vessel. They will see the 8 of you to Ultima Thule. Upon arriving, your objective is to find and vanquish Meteon. As a final formality, the Forum bade me ascertain your resolve. So, are you certain you wish to do this?
We are.
Then, ere you report to Thalmasane, I leave you with these words. You must triumph. What that means will differ for each of you. To make it back home, or to simply avert doom, or perhaps something else altogether. Yet whatever it is that drives you, I have faith in its power to see you through. So please, triumph. Triumph, as we who remain behind believe you will.
Let us be off then.
Wait! Both Kryl and I will be there to see you off, but as your receptionist, I feel I need to say this here. Safe journey, all of you, and be safe.
Be right back, short break, and we'll go to the end. Be right back. Alright. Let's do it. I suppose this is where we part ways, for now at least. Whether I had sage words of wisdom to share ere you depart, and the teachings of Galif Baldessian will suffice. Surrender not to anger or hatred, he said. Look beyond them, and there find true strength. What one sees beyond is open to interpretation, I think, but for me, it would be the things I cherish most in life. Things I believe are worth fighting for. Something to consider as you venture onto the sea of stars. Thank you. The others are already off to Thamazane. Best not keep them waiting, eh? Best not... The others are already off to Thamazane. Best not keep them waiting, eh? Thank you. Take care. So we have to go to Poria. I was about to check, like, oh, are these level 90 quests? But then, if they were, I wouldn't be able to do them right now. There we go. Please report all my plants are hardy, healthy, and happy. Looks like my cultivation system is working well. Master Arrow, I've been made aware of your coming. Please use the lift here. Master Arrow, I've been... God, I cannot speak all of a sudden. Master Arrow, I've been made aware of your coming. Please use the... The hell? Master Arrow, I've been made aware of your coming. Please use the lift. Please. Master Arrow, I've been God damn, what the hell? Master Arrow. Master Arrow, I've been Master Arrow, I've been made aware of your coming. Please use the lift here. I'm much faster reading it in my brain than I am actually speaking it. Since I have a habit of, when I read words out loud, I like start to combine them. Excuse me. Oh, hey. Everilda. Oh yes, I know you. Your reputation in the rumor mill precedes you. At any rate, how might I help you? What do you do here? I'm a researcher and have long since been involved in the Ark's construction. I confess I am conflicted about the culmination of all our efforts. While I'm proud of what we have accomplished, it also means that the final days are close at hand. The facilities in which you now stand could be considered the very heart of Labyrinthos. Construction of the ethereal observation facility, the Ishiscope, allowed us direct contact with Heidelin, granting us eyes to see the truth. It is that event which inspired us to name this location Thamazane. When plans for the Ark were set in motion, a dockyard was erected here to facilitate its development. Such information, of course, was kept secret, privy only to those with direct knowledge of the project. Thank you. Alpha and Omega. Quay. Hey, Alpha. Alpha appears to be trying to cheer you on. Bloop, boop, bloop. Miniature model Omega appears to be staring intently at the Ark. Quiet, quiet. Alpha appears to be trying to cheer you on. Alright. Man is said to fear what he does not know, yet you adventure unto the greatest of unknowns. I say to you, son of man, that you need not fear. So long as man shares a bond with dragonkind, so too does he share our kinship with the heavens, and our ancient home amidst the stars infinite. I pray you go forth and prove this bond of ours, tempered and tested, shall endure unbroken for 1,000,000 years. First the great exodus, now this seems there's no end to our work. In truth, more than a few gleaners were distressed to learn that their earlier efforts were for nothing. It was no easy task convincing them that the new plan was for the best. I can tell you that. I can't tell you every man believes this is the wisest course, but I can say that all will be forgiven if you deliver us from the coming doom. And if you don't, well, at least you won't get the earful. I certainly will. Finally, it's troubling enough that the brute Sickard left without warning, leaving me to carry all those cumbersome containers, but that he failed to be present to send you off is absurd. What could possibly be more deserving of his attention at a time like this? It's no easy thing to say, leave the star to us, but we must and will. Proud members of Scions, we have a duty to uphold. We needn't do so alone. Those dark days when we were driven from the rising stones and hunted as traitors are a thing of the past. We have allies in abundance now. Which is to say, you needn't worry about us. Go forth in the knowledge that the Scions will labor without rest in your absence. Our fellow Scions couldn't be here. They wanted me to tell you that no matter what calamity may befall us, they will never give up, and neither should you. No matter how far you may go, we will be with you in spirit. No matter how dark it may seem, your light will shine and endure. Mr. Skryl tells me your investigation into my theories of Akasa and its relation to the final days has made clear the source of our woes. I'm relieved to know my work was of some benefit, but I could not have shared it had you not rescued me from the tower that day. I yet owe you a great debt, one I may never fully repay, but I shall try nonetheless. Not only through my research, but through my desire to see you succeed, which I believe may influence the Akasa in our favor. Small enough though the effect may be, yes, so long as we have hope, there is a chance we may influence the outcome of this calamity. We were quite fortunate that Lopert's hyperhopper was based on principles similar to those of theology. Integrating with the Ark's existing systems might well have been impossible otherwise. We may have Charlane's wealth of knowledge at our disposal, but theirs is technology far beyond anything we have ever studied. Charlane, yeah. Oops. You're familiar with teleportation magics, yes? The momentary conversion of the body into ether that it may travel via the life stream from one physical point to another. Their hyperhopper enables transport through a similar method, but not one involving the life stream. Rather, it utilizes highly condensed ether to create an ethereal current of its own. This current is exponentially faster and more powerful than the naturally occurring ones to which we are accustomed. So much so, in fact, that ethereal conversion to physical form is not a prerequisite for traversal. If you are concerned about side effects, such as ethereal sickness, you needn't be. You should emerge at your destination hale and whole. In theory, at the very least, I can assure you it is safer than the experimental etherites you used to reach Radzat-Han. When Brita has been on my mind more often of late, how different her life might have been if not for our research into teleportation magics. Perhaps she would never have gained an interest in the theological studies. But to abandon our work out of misplaced guilt for who she could have been would be a disservice to the memory of who she was. Nay, it was because of her that we found the resolve to carry on. And now we stand at the edge of a new frontier with a ship ready to bear you unto the distant stars and beyond. This arc is as much her accomplishment as it is ours. I regret nothing. So this is the ship that will bear us unto Ultima Thule. Even Wilson and Bloida should be in attendance is most unexpected, but I am nonetheless heartened by their presence. For somebody to see us off like this seems wholly unnecessary. Still, I'll not begrudge them for wishing us well. This is the pinnacle of theochemistry, a synthesis of modern innovation and the ancient wisdom of Alag. The Ark's engine appears to be capable of processing condensed ether in quantities I never thought possible. I wasn't expecting quite so many people to be seeing us off. Let us hear what Father has to say. He said work on the Ark is finished, but you certainly wouldn't know by looking at it. I'll send word to the Alliance leaders the very moment the ship takes off. Obviously they couldn't be here, but I'm sure they'll be cheering for you every step of the way. Quite the turnout, wouldn't you say? Then again, who wouldn't want to be present for a once-in-a-lifetime event? The Ark is missing one last, but very crucial component before we are ready to take off. It should be arriving shortly.
All present and accounted for? Good. As you will have heard, the Ark is ready. All that remains is to board and be on your way.
I've seen my fair share of tight schedules, but this was bloody murder. But we did it. We finished the ship. It's safe, fit for purpose, and looks good to boot. Aye, it's a Garland through and through.
I really don't know what we'd do without you. Thank you for everything.
Ah, don't mention it. Ever since that episode with Omega, I've been toying with the idea of star-faring vessels. And as they say, necessity is the mother of invention. We've learned a lot, let me tell you. In case you're wondering about payment, the ongoing existence of the world ought to do. But feel free to throw in a colorful recounting of your journey on your return. So, have you thought of a name?
Endwalker?
A name? Wasn't everyone just calling it Father's teeny tiny toy boat?
Well, seeing as its purpose has changed, I thought a more eloquent name was in order. I suggested as much to Fortuno, who seemed quite amenable to the idea.
Fortuno.
As you know, this vessel is the culmination of heretofore unprecedented collaboration.
Because I'll be walking the ends of the universe.
And though said collaboration is owed to the Scions, there is another whose noble deeds made our work possible. From a fragment of Dalamud, we obtained not only advanced materials such as refined adamantite, but the knowledge to traverse the stars. And this fragment would not have found its way to us had the Archon Louisois not fought to protect this world. And in so doing, laid down his life. Now that the vessel stands complete, I cannot help but wonder if it was more than mere happenstance. If it was my father's intention to guide us here. In the hopes that his guidance will see you all safely home, I name the vessel after that self-same fragment of Dalamud he delivered unto us. The starship Ragnarok.
Sorry for the wait. I got everyone you asked for, and not a one less.
What are you all doing here?
Oh, I invited them. The representatives of those tribes with religious inclinations. You've done a fine job of readying the Ragnarok, but for it to take flight, we'll of course need the power of the Mother Crystal. Given its immense size, however, transporting it would be an absolute logistical nightmare, not to mention we'd need to shatter it into tiny shards for feeding to the engines. But a brilliant idea came to me. We convert the crystal's energy into forms that can transport themselves!
Thou wouldst employ summoning, or should I say its precursor, creation magics.
Care to explain for our benefit?
As you may have witnessed at Bestway's Burrow, the Loporrits are capable of creation magics, which they use to shape the moon's environment. Yet simple though they make it seem, 'tis a highly advanced and exacting art. To perform it correctly requireth that the wielder holdeth the object in his mind's eye in clearest detail.
Hence the ancients' meticulous management of concepts.
Drawing upon this art, the Ascians conceived of summoning as we know it. A derivative that replaceth the complexity of concepts with the simplicity of zealotry to make manifest a creation.
I see. By combining the Loporrits' magics and the tribe's faith, we convert the Mother Crystal into primals of purer form and greater obedience. Summoning as it was intended, one might say.
Indeed! Indeed! While Hydaelyn gave us the ability to use creation magics, she forbade us from using it to make anything possessed of a soul, or similar. She didn't say anything about fulfilling the desires of others, though. So, borrowing our friend's faith, we'll create deities using the Mother Crystal's power and send them to the Ragnarok!
Am I the only one here concerned about the risk of being turned into a 10-foot minion?
Oh, right, I was getting to that. From what I've read in Sharlayan tomes, it appears the Ascians incorporated an additional nasty element into their summoning method. The fervent desire to assimilate others into one's belief. Beings thus created are instilled with the self-same desire and use their powers to enthrall people, starting with the summoner. In contrast, our creation magics, the original and the best, except no substitutes, don't incorporate any of that rubbish, so there's no risk of tempering. I mean, if the being was on the scale of Zodiac, you might feel a little tug, but I think we'll be safe enough.
Truth be told, I do not understand the intricacies of this plan. But none of us would ever turn our backs on you. When the avatars of our faith ran amok, you intervened without decrying we who birthed them. Where others vilified and suppressed us, you offered understanding and friendship. In gratitude, we will share with you the true expressions of our gods. Not malevolent deities, but benevolent saviors.
Alright, you lot, we're heading to the ethereal sea. Stay in sight, else you're liable to get lost.
Lead the way.
May we have a moment? In anticipation of the day man might journey to the stars, we developed these.
Portable teleportation devices. One for each of you, designed to work in tandem. Press the button on one, and in a matter of moments, all 8 will activate and send their owners back to the Ragnarok. There is no telling what hazards you may encounter. If you find yourself separated or lost, please do not hesitate to use them. Be safe, all of you, and come back.
You as well. I pray you take care.
Looks like everything is in order, so I'll go ahead and board. A few of my fellows will remain to assist with the summonings, but rest assured, the vessel won't want for competent crewing.
If you are ready, then you should board as well. Go, and Godspeed.
Alright, so they're saying the same stuff. That's what they had to say. You haven't forgotten anything, have you? No repairs or commissions? Delivery from retainers, perhaps? No? If there's nothing else, have a safe journey. The world cannot end now, not when we've but scratched the surface of Lopert's technological know-how. So run along now and do what it is you want. Vaunted heroes do best. The world shall tremble before my genius soon enough, assuming you're able to prevent its destruction, that is. I'll have to remember to thank Taru for timely provision of food and drink. Poor Wedge would have long since given up from exhaustion otherwise. Now the rest up to you. Come back safe, alright? Ragnarok is a collaborative effort in every sense. A culmination of knowledge from the world's greatest minds, both past and present. Without question, the greatest ship ever built. It's a good name, the Ragnarok. So the stage is set. I can but hope we are prepared to play our parts when we arrive on Ultima Thule. The key, I suspect, may lie with Heidelin's parting message to us. Darkness and light, despair and hope. As goes one, so goes the other. Knowing Medion wields the power of despair, we must bring to bear hope in equal measure. I am most grateful Wilson and Bloida had devised contingency should the need to flee arise, though I pray it shall not. We must needs strive for victory to the last, that Aetheris and her people survive and their champions return home without exception. I'd rather not spend any longer mulling over strategy. None of us are strangers to despair. If that is the source of our power, we are ready for it. Primal summoning as it was intended. I never dared to consider they could be invoked without the danger of tempering. Changes come quickly to the star, and greater change yet awaits in days to come. All the more reason we must not fall. We must not fail. Venturing quite literally into the unknown, we have to be ready for anything. As I said before, whatever awaits us there, we will survive. We will survive. We must. The Ragnarok, and thus does grandfather's legacy live on. Mustn't waste any more time. Let us board and set out for Ultima Thule. Mother, father, grandfather. We will save the star and return home, I promise. I'll send word to the Alliance leaders the very moment the ship takes off. Obviously they couldn't be here, but I'm sure they'll be cheering for you every step of the way. Quite the turnout, wouldn't you say? Then again, who wouldn't want to be present for a once-in-a-lifetime event? Aster Fortuno. Emiliance will not be joining us, I'm afraid. She could not bear to watch our children embark on so perilous a mission. Make no mistake, I feel the same. I cannot tell you how many times I had to step away from my duties, so distracted by thoughts of all the ways it could go wrong. Now part of me wants to drag them away and forbid. Well, not that they would listen, so I will see them off with pride in my heart, a prayer on my lips. My children, and for the star they love so dearly, you must prevail. Must prevail. Okay. Take care, everyone. If you come this way, I will direct you to the bridge. Upon boarding the Ragnarok, several cutscenes will play in sequence. Yep. Let's go.
I hope you have everything, because I can't be bothered turning back. Right then, make yourselves comfortable. We're setting off in just a moment.
It's incredible.
This is Fortuno. Can you hear me? The preparations for the summonings are complete. In accordance with the 14th phase of the plan, we have moved the Ragnarok to the launch site. The gates are open. You may depart when ready.
So, are we ready?
As ready as we'll ever be. Let's get going.
Oh, come on. The burnt-out star's got more fire in its belly. Try it again, with feeling.
Me? But I...
No need to be coy, brother. Do it, and do it well.
If you all insist. Onward unto the distant stars and beyond! Ragnarok, engage!
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 Endwalkers into the sky. I cannot imagine a greater indignity.
Do not sulk so. For thy mighty winds exist not only to buffet and batter. Nay, they may serve also to thrust forth with vigor. Such is thy glory, and thus it is an occasion to rejoice. So come, let us revel!
So long as the wind blows freely, I suppose all is as it should be in creation. I will render unto them a storm, that they may pierce the firmament and fly free!
peace? Good. Sleeping way? Report?
All's well. Fantastic, even. Thanks to the power of those primals, the engines are roaring and we're ripping along.
All values are also within projected ranges. Time to destination is 8 carats. Perhaps 7 at a pinch.
All right, let's go over some points of caution. Our destination, as you know, is Ultima Thule. Lest you wonder, the place is not a star so much as a patch of emptiness. That's the extent of what our equipment could determine, anyway. From what we know of Meteon, she's likely used dynamis to obfuscate her location.
So, in conclusion, we'll only know what's there when we get there.
The crew and I will see to it the ship's ready to take off at a moment's notice. We'll support the search as best we can, but it'll be your paws on the ground, assuming there is any. But everything will be fine, I'm sure. Heidelin believes in you, so you ought to believe in yourselves. Just don't do anything I wouldn't, like waiting too long to use those portable teleporters of yours. Personally, at the slightest sign of trouble, I'd mash the button to bits, and you should as well.
Understood. We promise to be careful.
I suggest you brace yourselves. We're about to arrive and the vessel will shake a good bit.
What is this? Something is interfering with the equipment. Greetings. Greetings. Can you hear me?
So this is Meteon.
Oh. Have you met one of my sisters? I don't remember meeting you myself. But I do know that you're from Atheris. Why have you come? All you had to do was wait. I would have delivered to you your ends.
We didn't ask for that.
I don't understand. All life is destined to end. Why choose to prolong your suffering? Effort, ambition, love, they amount to naught. Happiness, should you find it, is inevitably lost. Stolen away by events beyond your control.
There is no logic nor meaning in it. You think there is. Convince yourselves. But it's all a cruel accident. Come now. I speak the truth. A truth you would recognize if you looked up at the night sky. Unbroken emptiness. Cold, dark, and silent. Your world, like every other, is but a blemish upon its perfect fabric. Life is an anomaly. It is unnatural and cannot continue. The sooner you accept this, the easier it will be.
Just to be clear, we're not here to argue with you. We know that life is fleeting, and that in the short time we have it, we're not assured happiness.
Indeed. I've seen far more sorrow in the eyes of many I've met. I myself have plenty of regrets. And one day they'll die with me. Gone to dust with my good deeds and unfulfilled dreams.
But we accept this. That our existence may seem pointless. That sorrow, rage, and despair will always dog our heels. And we press on regardless. That is why Hydaelyn guided us here. In her boundless love for mankind, she has prepared us for this trial, and in her name, we have come for you.
Yes, I sense it. A burning passion like unto fury. I know it well. For the same passion once burned in many a star before yours. Suffocated and extinguished now.
I can't breathe.
You approach the bounds of my ultimatum, where emotions dictate reality, where resignation and acceptance unite to embrace the end, where those who yet valiantly cling to life cannot thrive.
By the Fury.
Thancred?
Meteion has gone as well. Mayhap he awakened first and gave chase.
Everyone? It appears we are at our destination. This is Ultima Thule.
No!
Not that we knew what to expect, but I wasn't expecting this.
Watch it be a gorgeous place.
From atmospheric composition to ambient temperatures, all reading to within permissible range. This place is capable of supporting life.
If that's the case, then Thancred may well have gone on ahead. Let's go and have a look. Meanwhile, I want the rest of you to perform a full inspection of the ship, as well as a biological scan.
So it was that the brave wayfarers arrived at last at Dream's End.
In following their path walked and history written, I am made keenly aware of one truth. Though the curtains may fall again and again, so long as others take the stage, ever shall there be more tales to tell.
So, let them bring it to a close, I say.
Let the curtains fall upon this, the final chapter in the tale of the star.
Is this a dead star?
As I live and breathe, I live and breathe. Well, the environment itself shouldn't kill us.
Well then, let us search for Thancred while exploring the area. The ship we leave in your care.
Wow. This place looks awesome. Holy crap. Okay, there are ether currents. Median struck again with such overwhelming force, I honestly don't know how we are to oppose her. We were clearly no match for Median, yet we survived unscathed. But how? It is as Living Way said, I can breathe well enough, but something about this place feels wrong. There's a dizzying, disorienting feeling about this place, as if I could lose my footing at any moment. We must be careful. Didst thou witness what became of Thancred? So quickly was I overcome by Median's malevolence that I saw naught of their altercation. Oh, let's hope he's alright. So dark I can barely see anything. Can't guarantee it will be of help in these strange surrounds, but I've readied a provision node in case of emergency. Of course, if you encounter any real danger here, I expect you to return to the Ragnarok at once. Don't hesitate to make the most of the provisions node. There's no telling what you might run into out there, or if anything we have to offer might help, but I'd personally rather brave the unknown of the full pack than an empty one. Trace them out. Strategy, New World. We're fortunate this place can support life. Albeit barely, I suspect, given the torpid, stale quality of the air. Never mind that, we must find Thancred. Let's begin our search from the prow of the ship. Seems as good a direction as any. Try not to stray too far lest we lose sight of one another. Yeah, because the song is disrupting everything. Okay. Stellar Dragon? Oh. This place is crazy looking. Whoa. These remains have long since turned to ash, and yet they retain their form. Look like a building. Base of some kind. There's a structure in front of me, yes? A tower of some sort, partially melted. In strange twist of fate, it seems our perception of this place is not so different as it would be elsewhere. This world as I used to see it feels as though I am dreaming while awake. It's more than the fate of memory Medion led us to believe. What was this, I wonder? I see no one else in this barren waste, do you? Why do I feel like we're not alone, like there's another presence with us, something dark and mournful? Ruins, but of what, I wonder? Perhaps we can find something to help us understand the nature of this place, a relic, an inscription, anything. Careful, Arrow. I cannot shake the feeling we're being watched. Gods, you don't think there are ghosts here, do you? Metallic pillars have been partially melted, likely sometime in the distant past. Damage does not appear to have been inflicted deliberately, rather it calls to mind the indiscriminate destruction often wrought in the heat of battle. This might have been one of the worlds that destroyed themselves. Look here, this part is relatively intact. The intricate design of the top suggests it is man-made, though its builders were surely not men as we conceive of them. Having said that, I swear I've seen this pattern before. Could this be where Omega came from? Wow. Whoa, look at that. This place is awesome looking. Damn. Thought this hell might afford a better view of our surroundings. A poor decision in hindsight. Besides the light from the ship, all is shrouded in darkness. If Thancred is here, I'd never know it. I'd never know it. From what I can tell, we are near the edge of an island, if you can call it that, surrounded by floating debris. Have care should you decide to climb higher. Were you to fall, you might well tumble through the great expanse for all eternity. Oh, this pattern, but from where? You able to find anything? As I feared, and still no trace of Thancred. There's nothing but emptiness as far as the eye can see, which, unfortunately, isn't very far. Though I can't help but suspect that someone or something is here. There are times when I sense it drawing close, and then a chill washes over me, leaving me exhausted. Leaving me with feelings of death and anguish. Oh, whoa. I think I might see something over there. I felt it too when I was near that thing. What are you talking about? There's nothing there. You don't see it? Before we jump to any conclusions, perhaps we should search elsewhere. Agreed, we found only more questions when we are in desperate need of answers. There's a fair stretch of terrain from the ship's starboard we've yet to explore. Let's try searching there then. Bear a word before we join the others. See them too, don't you? The dragons. As I thought, their presence is tenuous at best, but there's no mistaking it. No doubt your bond with Midgard Sormir and mine with Nidhogg is what allows us to perceive them. Could these apparitions be related to the dragons that now live on the Theris? Bob, better leave such conjecture to the others. In any case, we must be careful. We may soon find dragons they can see as well. Death and anguish. What happened to them, I wonder? I think this is where Midgard Sormir fled. Look at that. Damn, is this their home? This place looks incredible. Whoa. It is. It seems these dragons have yet to succumb completely to the darkness of this place, meaning the others should see them as well. Dragons? 'Tis true they are not of our world, but to find them in a prison of despair? Surely mine eyes deceive me. This cannot be possible. My sight may have been restored after a fashion, but I fear what I see cannot be trusted. It's as if Medion herself has etched these images upon my heart. I doubt not that such a feat is within her power, given that she constructed this sanctuary herself. What is her nest? Maybe she's the mother of dragons. Up there, are those ghosts, do you think? Or a prototype of it?
Dragons? Here?
What you see is a memory of a world that once was. A world suffering a slow death, whose denizens cried out for the release of oblivion.
What? Their world is dead?
It is. Not a single life remains upon that husk floating in the vast emptiness. These creatures are shadow and shade, perpetuated only to suffuse dynamis with their unending lamentations.
Our friend Thancred. Where is he?
A strange question. He is at your side, is he not? Oh yes. He is here and there, and everywhere within this space. He would tell you himself if he had form to form words. Huh. Such loathing and uncertainty. You don't know why you still exist. In like manner to the oblivion I send, I tried to drown out your ether with dynamis. Beginning with this Thancred, who came at me despite being unable to breathe. Such a simple thing, unmaking men. In the blinking of an eye, he was gone. Didn't even have the chance to be transformed. Yet somehow, he managed to leave a slither of himself behind. What you call the heart? Or perhaps the soul. In his final moment, he cried out from it. A single word. Survive. That wish proved stronger than the despair that ruled here. It overpowered it, causing this space to be remade. Into a place you can perceive, and where life can endure. That you draw breath is proof that his soul lives on. For how long, however, remains to be seen.
Well then,
We should hurry and tend to business.
It's futile. You will never reach the true me. I told you, emotions dictate reality in this space. Such changes as you might work will not alter its nature. You may see, but you cannot touch. Walk, but not advance.
Meteion holds too much sway here. How do we contend with a foe who can unmake us on a whim?
I do not know. But Thancred gave his life that we might come this far. We must press on.
Agreed. We cannot turn tail here. Not without something to show for our comrade's sacrifice.
No way he's gone. No way. He's been on Mage. He can remake. Let's hope. I will not accept that he's gone. No way. Can't really be gone, can he? Meteion herself said his soul persists, that he is the reason we are still breathing. If so, then maybe, yeah. My aim was true, I had her. How are we to defeat an enemy we can't attack? It's hard to believe Thancred was able to overcome Meteion's will, yet here we are. Would that the price for his victory had not been so high. I understand now why the Loports were surprised to find that this environment could sustain life. They're there but for Thancred's sacrifice. His will was strong enough to reshape Ultima Thule that we might survive, that I might see again. His sacrifice must not be wasted. Oh, so her sight has been restored. Oh, wow. Despite Meteion's words, Ryanje cannot accept his comrades gone. Me either. Soul without body, a form of being with which we are not wholly unfamiliar. Indeed, for we exist in a similar state when residing in the first. Yeah. Circumstances are rather more dire than that, 'tis true, but I choose to believe he is not forever lost to us. Regardless, in sacrifice, he hath afforded us a chance to prevail. Let us not squander it, and ascertain the nature of this realm that we might confront and defeat Meteion. Stinian, Arrow, would you accompany me in speaking with these dragons? Mayhap they can enlighten us. I would ask the rest of you to survey these surrounds. If there is a path that may lead us to our quarry, we must find it. Very well, we can reconvene here when everyone has finished. Meteion said these dragons are shadow and shade from a world whose denizens sought oblivion. As such, they're not like to be amenable to company, let alone conversation, so please be careful. Let's split up and gather what knowledge we may. Bard. Visitor not of this star. Could thy slender hands bring plague to our world? Thy breath extinguish life's feeble flame. Oh, how would we adore thee, alas. Time our flesh shall wither, our souls fade, and so we wait for its inexorable march unto oblivion. If thou art not come to hasten our demise, bid thee leave us. We crave not companionship, only silence. I pray thee leave us to our silence. To break it serves only to mark time's passage. We shall not suffer reminders of its flow. Thou art unlike the others. This place ill befits thee. Do not tarry over long. Telling my tale alters not its course. If thou knowest my brethren once ruled these skies, will our kingdom return? Shall I boast that I was first among our hunters? Will the comrades I failed live again? Nay, once I lived, now I await the coming oblivion, nothing more. This is not our home. To our home did come the metal demons, who of life and joy scoured it clean. These are mere bones, and among them do we rest our wings forevermore. Leave us now to our mourning, traveler. Thou wilt find no solace here. Metal demons, robots. Whoa. Damn. Dwell in the past yieldeth not. Our desires meant little to our destiny, and less now. Yet regrets find me nevertheless. Beyond that distant veil, paradise lost, so glorious, so beautiful. We were a proud and noble race, strength embodied, we knew only love before they came. No monstrosity of black and silver, no bonds of blood did they share, nor conviction did they have to guide them. Crushing defeat, never had we known such shame. Stilled now are the winds, though none could fill these wings burdened by ignominy. We fly no more, only sink into oblivion. Ere the metal came, my kin were many and splendid, elegant worms like unto ripples on the water. Worms possessed of limbs so powerful as to rend the land in twain. Worms I have long since forgotten, faces lost to the tides of time. Drink not of the spring, tainted are its waters, and thy dainty form hath not the capacity to withstand it. Thanks for the warning. Thou wouldst bid me speak? Folly. I observe the lesson of stone. I shall not fly nor speak, nor roar, only watch and wait and end. One sight yet stirreth my blood, tempteth me to raise my voice in lamentation. Amnol, the cradle of unsung dragons. No words, no songs are possessed of the weight to describe such tragedy. Go, if that be thy will, I shall remain. Stay and ponder the lesson, or go in ignorant defiance. I remain, for I dare not look upon Amnol, font of our greatest loss. So they were completely wrecked. Is that from Omega? Maybe? They led you here as well, did they? It was described to me as the source of their woes and proof of their end. I think I'm beginning to see why. It's a hatching ground, or was. I've seen similar in Atheris. Vingard and Sormir's kind must once have lived and thrived in a place such as this. Vritra said his father was driven from the ancestral home by war and strife. This, then, is the fate of those who remained. Let's have a look around. Maybe these eggs have more detail of what happened here. That's right, because Omega chased him and lost contact. So those enemies may still be out here. That could lead into another expansion. The stench of these eggs is as fierce as any weapon. Would that there were winds to carry it away. Baby dragons. Inside the shattered egg, you find the remains of an unborn dragon. The body has already begun to decompose. The gelatinous, half-dried membrane covering the corpse suggests it failed to emerge. It's terrible. Murky liquid has pooled inside this eggshell. The noxious photor is indicative of contamination. Gingerly lifting a large egg from the viscous mire, you peer inside and see a formless mass soaking in a pool of embryonic fluid. Your stomach turns, you return the egg to its resting place. This egg appears to have been broken from the inside out. Perhaps the dragonette within succeeded in hatching. What's this? I thought all the eggs had been ruined. The dragonette was indeed hatched. There's no sign of it here, or its sire, for that matter. We should look for them. You start with the cliff tops, I'll search the plains. Thancred soul. He emerged with a dragon? No. Damn. Sorry, we had to do that. I was hoping we could save one. The boisterous howling hath been quieted, by thy hand, I presume. Everything alright? I thought I heard a dragon or something resembling one. I see what's happened here. Is that your child? Perhaps. Some eggs within Amnol are indeed mine. If life within one did quicken, the beast thou hast slain may be of my blood. Yet I do not recognize it, twisted and malformed as it is. Not a dragon of truth, but a reminder of our failure, testament to our shame. Explain. They descended from the heavens, cold, heartless machines, and with them rode war and death. With fire and fury, rage and rancor, we gave answer. 'Twas a long and bloody battle, but only the beginning. Untold chaos and destruction swept over the star. In the end, the invaders were victorious. And when they looked upon their prize, they deemed it unfit for requisition. We were abandoned in our ruin. Wow. The survivors sought to put away their shame, to rebuild. A futile effort. In purest soil replete with ether did we once cultivate our nesting grounds. But our lands were barren, and any eggs nurtured in such desolation were fated to rot. What few survived to hatch emerge as abominations. We shall have no new progeny. But there are dragons among you capable of journeying to other stars? That there are. Many would make the attempt, each bearing a clutch of eggs. The richest stars are home to the harshest rulers, and the arrival of dragons incited contests for supremacy. The fires faded, the wars lost and won, they too were reduced to ash and waste. 'Tis the curse of those who seek life, to be drawn into conflict, to conquer or be conquered. Vicious cycle we now choose to break. We tire of conflict, of everything. We wait now in sweet, merciful silence, free from strife and suffering, still as stone. Wait, you claim your kind is doomed? But there is another star. Nice. Have to remember to use that. The bereaved dragon has fallen silent, leaving Estinian to sigh with frustration. They want only to brood in silence, to be left alone with their grief until time itself comes to an end. The sole reward for senseless bloodshed, a pain I understand and wish that I did not. What fools we were. Now isn't time for such thoughts. Those who want to hear what we've learned, come. With luck, they'll have learned something to help us devise a plan of action. I chanced to gain audience with several dragons ere we returned, though I expect their tales are much the same as those you heard. We would hear what the dragons had to share with you, even if it's no different from what they told Urianger. It would have value. Did your exploration prove eventful? Converse with any dragons? Good to see you made it back in one piece. The more I see of this place, the more bewildering it becomes. You're able to establish any meaningful contact with the dragons? I see. They wish to escape what they perceive to be a cycle of conflict. Thank you. Thank you, Arrow Estinian. As for our part, I believe we are more acutely aware of our confines than before. We started by traversing the perimeter of the island to see if there might be a path leading off of it. Sadly, there was nothing to be found. Excuse me. There's no small amount of debris floating about. Could there be enough to serve as a bridge to lead us elsewhere? I considered that, so I tried throwing a stone onto a potential platform to judge its integrity, but never reached its mark. As it crossed an invisible threshold just beyond the boundaries of this island, it vanished, only to reappear above me and fall at my feet. I would not be too quick to presume that what we see outside the space is as it appears. Which is why I returned to the Ragnarok and asked Loporritz to search for a potential path. However, the ship's instruments failed to provide conclusive data on the surrounding area. Until we know more, I think it too risky to attempt flying to another island. Well, Medion told us before that emotions dictate reality here. Might be the key, but I'm not entirely sure what emotion might manifest a bridge to lead us to safety. So what you're saying is we've no way forward. Present, aye. If it is indeed emotion that governs this island, perhaps it is not Medion's, but the dragons that holds us here. Tire of conflict and have chosen a path of oblivion to escape it. Or rather, they have chosen no path at all. It means that there is no way for the dragons or anyone here on this island to advance. Sound theory, disheartening though it may be. If that is the case, what recourse do we have? They are not like to be persuaded to help us. Their reasoning is built on a history of turmoil and strife, without irrefutable proof that the future is not as bleak as they believe it to be. Mayhap persuasion is not the answer. Medion meant to unmake us then and there on the Ragnarok, and she would have succeeded if not for Thancred's determination. She conceded it was strong enough to overpower the despair that otherwise rules Ultima Thule and reshape it to a degree. Perhaps it can be done again, in like manner by overpowering the prevailing emotions. 'Twas Ultima Thule's architect, Medion herself, against whom Thancred did pit himself in a clash of wills. Though I marked no leader among them, as such, I did chance to encounter a dragon possessed of despair far more potent than most. Potent enough, mayhap, to dictate the course for others, and thus their domain to follow. He spoke but few words, carefully chosen, their tone and timbre alone threatening to rend my heart in twain. Challenging his desire to remain may allow us to alter the island upon which we stand. Alas, I fear my vaunted rhetoric availed me not against his calcifying heart, but mayhap one of you will fare better. Then I shall guide thee. At End they call him the Dragon Tongue. At Al End they call him in the Dragon Tongue. Thou wilt find him nearby, eyes fixed upon the water. Well, what do we to lose? Let's get going. Damn, this is some sad stuff. Okay, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Let's see if we can break him out of it. Because once they learn of what's going on with Aetheris with the dragons, they just might. That will help. Feed the blood lily. The blood lily. I still want to find just one ether current, so it'll show up on the list. This place is just so good looking in a sad sort of way.
He remaineth as he was when I first approached, entombed in melancholy.
I see. Perhaps I could...
I'll handle this.
Waiting to die like all the others, are you?
I, our precious Christian, our souls corrupted, the winds are stilled, and the heavens offer no comfort. There's nothing left for our kind. Our long lives a curse as we await the end. Still as stone we shall become. Oh,
So
shit.
you say. Yet your kind has found a new beginning on our star. One of you braved the Expanse, bearing with him a clutch of eggs. They and their children now rule our skies, their song heard by all.
Our kin on another star. Yet upon thee do I smell the blood of my brethren. Were they drawn into discord and war on their new home?
They were. They suffered much, and repaid their suffering in kind.
Mattereth not whither we fly. Ever will a sanguine ocean await us. Ever will retribution's wheel turn. And so on the last of my pride as a dragon, I break free of this wheel. I renounce conflict, exile myself from the other, never again to be touched by the flames of hatred.
Had your brethren made the selfsame choice, my family might still be alive. Yet lasting peace does not come to those who simply retreat from conflict. No, you must be willing to confront it, to stare into the face of your foe, and see yourself in him. Only then can you break the cycle of torment and tragedy. This lesson, a dear friend taught me at the risk of his life. There is no nobility in your penance. You wallow in self-pity. And after everything we've endured, we will not let you stop us.
Estinian!
Stay back.
Tire of war, tire of turmoil. Dignity tarnished, crimson stained. Our misery, our shame, too much to bear. Release us from war, from life.
I see. This is the emotion that bars our way. The rest is up to you.
No! Not Estinian too!
There's a wind.
He's opened the way for us. Sacrificed himself to remake this place, like Thancred did.
Oh, Alphino.
There's no way they're gone. No way. I won't accept that.
Come. Let us follow the wind. It will not lead us astray. He would not.
No way. I refuse to believe it. There's a way to bring him back. There has to be. No way are they gone. I refuse to believe it. I won't. Confluence of wind has manifested before you. Maybe this area gets remade and then they come back. Must this always be the price paid for safe passage? If I'd known this place would claim Estinian too, No. It's what had to be done. As by the beating of mighty wings doth wind blow, where dragons may ne'er again touch the sky, he and the shade he bore shall soar free. Wind has stayed the fog that covered this island, and the air no longer feels quite so stifling. There, the wind. This is Estinia's doing, I'm sure of it. We should ride its flow and see where it leads. Forgive me, Arrow, but could you go on ahead? I need a moment to gather my thoughts. I need a moment to gather my thoughts. Powerful gales delivered you to another island. The other scion should arrive before long. No way they're gone. I won't believe it. I refuse. He did it. He found a way forward for us. Dragons remain trapped within a prison of their own making, lamenting the horrors of war, yet Estinian knew them better than most. He's a man of honor and a dear friend, willing to fight to the very end for what he believed was right. He's still fighting. Alphino. He's still fighting. Alphino is just like Thancred. He's still fighting. Alphino, just like Thancred. Their sacrifice is why we can survive here, why we still have a chance to stop her. Even the spirit, they're unwilling to give in to despair, and we mustn't either. Alize is right, we must press on for their sake. Rianje. No choice have we but to march onward, lest we squander their noble sacrifices. To feign bravery with bold words is a simple matter, but without the strength of will to match, we are powerless against Dynamis. Not less than unshakable conviction will suffice, which makes me question if I am up to the task. Though it pains me to say it, we can ill afford to stop and grieve our comrades' passing. No, there will be time enough after. We have to keep going, even if Stinian isn't here to see it. I'm sure Alphino wouldn't want to disappoint him. Roads paved. As Yustola and Alice said, we must continue. Notice a change in our surroundings. Perhaps this is the memory of an altogether different world. It would be prudent to learn more of it then. Tread carefully lest we lose our footing in this sand.